Children, good morning. This is Somasundari, Social Department. Today we are discussing about History Unit 5. The topic is Hindu Revivalism. Before starting the class, I will ask few questions from previous topic. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Which is the mother tongue of Radharam Mohan Roy is dash. Which is the mother tongue of Radharam Mohan Roy is dash. Answer is Bengali. Bengali. Question number 2. The Governor General William Benthick's legislation abolishing Sati in dash. Question number 2. The Governor General William Benthick legislation abolishing Sati in dash. Answer is 1829. 1829. Question number 3. Rajaram Mohan Roy founded the Brahma Samaj on dash. Rajaram Mohan Roy founded the Brahma Samaj on dash. Answer is 20th August 1828. 20th August 1828. Question number 4. Rajaram Mohan Roy opened the temple in dash. Rajaram Mohan Roy opened the temple in dash. Answer is Calcutta. Answer is Calcutta. Question number 5. When was Kesab Chandra Sen joined in Brahma Samaj? When was Kesab Chandra Sen joined in Brahma Samaj? Answer is 1857. Answer is 1857. Next, who was the founder of Prarthana Samaj? Who was the founder of Prarthana Samaj? Answer is Dr. Atmaram Pandurang. Answer is Dr. Atmaram Pandurang. Question number 7. When and where was Prarthana Samaj founded? When and where was Prarthana Samaj founded? The Prarthana Samaj founded in Bombay in 1867. The Prarthana Samaj founded in Bombay in 1867. Question number 8. Who was the founder of Widow Remarriage Association? Who was the founder of the Widow Remarriage Association? Answer is Mahadev Govind Ranade. Answer is M.G. Ranade. Mahadev Govind Ranade. Question number 9. Who was the founder of Deccan Education Society? Who was the founder of Deccan Education Society? Answer is M.G. Ranade. Answer is M.G. Ranade. Question number 10. When was the Widow Remarriage Act was introduced? When was the Widow Remarriage Act was introduced? Answer is 1856. 1856. The last question. Who was the moderate reformer? Who was the moderate reformer? Answer is Kesab Chandra Sen. Answer is Kesab Chandra Sen. Children, I hope you are all got correct answer, isn't it? Well done. Now we are going to today's topic, Hindu revivalism. Now I explain Swami Dayananda Saraswati and Arya Samaj 1875. Swami Dayananda Saraswati, born in 12th February 1824, Tankara in Gujarat. He was an Indian philosopher, social leader and founder of the Arya Samaj. He was the first to give the call for Swaraj as India for Indians in 1876, a call later taken up by Lokmanya Balagangadhara Tilak. President of India S. Radhakrishnan called him one of the makers of modern India. Swami Dayananda Saraswati was more than a religious leader of India who left deep impact on the Indian society. Dayananda Saraswati strongly advocated the concept of dharma, which he believed to be free from any partiality and as an embodiment of truthfulness. Dayananda Saraswati believed in reverence of human life irrespective of anything and condemned the practice of ahimsa or non-violence. Dayananda Saraswati advocated the concept of Swarajya, meaning country free of foreign influence and resplendent in the glory of fair and just participants. In the Punjab, the reform movement was spearheaded by the Arya Samaj. It was founded by a wandering ascetic in the western Gangetic plain, Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Swami Dayananda later settled in the Punjab to preach his ideas. His book Satyartha Prakash enjoyed wide circulation. He declared the practices such as child marriage, the prohibition of widow remarriage, and the alleged polluting effects of foreign travel had no scriptural sanction. The positive principles enunciated by Dayananda were strict monotheism, condemnation of idolatry, and rejection of Brahmin domination of the rituals and social practices. Dayananda also rejected superstitious beliefs in Hinduism, and his cry was go back to Veda. Arya Samaj attempted to check the incidents of religious conversion in British India. One of the main objectives was counter-conversion, prescribing a purificatory ceremony called Suddhi, directed at Hindus who were converted to Islam and Christianity. The primary achievements of the Arya Samaj were the field of social reform and spread of education. The Samaj started a number of Dayananda Anglo-Vedic schools and colleges. Next, I'll explain Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was born in 17th February 1836 in Kadagar, in Bengal. He was an Indian Hindu mystic, saint, and religious leader in 19th century Bengal. Ramakrishna experienced spiritual ecstasies from a young age and was influenced by several religious traditions, including devotion towards the goddess. His most prominent disciple, Swami Vivekananda, carried on his teachings and philosophy to the world through Ramakrishna Mission. In essence, his teachings were as traditional as ancient sages and seer, yet they remains contemporary throughout the ages. Ramakrishna, a simple priest of Dakshineshwar near Kolkata, emphasized the spiritual union with God through ecstatic practices such as singing bhajanas. An ardent worshipper of goddess Kali, the sacred mothers, he declared that the manifestations of Divine Mother were infinite. In his view, all religions contain the universal elements which, if practiced, would lead to salvation. He said, Jiva is Siva. Service of man must be regarded as God. In 1885, Ramakrishna suffered from throat cancer. In order to consult the best physicians of Calcutta, Ramakrishna was shifted to a devotee's house in Shyampukur by his disciples, but with time his health started deteriorating and he was taken to a large house at Gosipur. His condition kept worsening and on 16th August 1886 he passed away at the Gosipur Garden House. Next, I explain Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission is a Hindu religious and spiritual organization which forms to the core of worldwide spiritual movement known as the Ramakrishna movement or Vedanta movement. The mission is named after and inspired the Indian saint Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and founded by Ramakrishna's chief disciple Swami Vivekananda as 1st May 1897. The organization mainly propagates the Hindu philosophy of Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, and four yogic ideals. Apart from the religious and spiritual teaching, the organization carries out extensive educational and philanthropic work in India. This aspect came to be a feature of many other Hindu movements. Ramakrishna's primary achievement was his ability to attract educated youth who were dissatisfied with the rational orientation of religious reform organizations such as the Brahma Samaj. After his death in 1886, his disciples organized themselves as a religious community and undertook the task of making his life and teaching known in India and abroad. The chief spirit behind the task was Vivekananda, following the organizational structure of Christian missionaries. Vivekananda established the Ramakrishna Mission, which did not restrict itself to religious activities but was actively involved in social causes such as education, healthcare, and relief in times of calamities. The Ramakrishna Mission has centers around the world and publishes many important texts. Vivekananda was greatly influenced by his Guru Ramakrishna. Next, I will explain Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda was born in 12th January 1863 in Kolkata. He was a chief disciple of the 19th century Indian mystic Ramakrishna. He was a key figure in the introduction of the Indian philosophies of Vedanta and Yoga to the Western world and is credited with raising interfaith awareness, bringing Hinduism to the status of major world religion during the late 19th century. Vivekananda was a major force in the contemporary Hindu reform movements in India and contributed to the concept of nationalism in colonial India. Vivekananda founded the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission. Narendranath Datta, later known as Swami Vivekananda, was a prime follower of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. An educated youth, he was drawn to Ramakrishna's message. Dissatisfied with conventional philosophical positions and practices, he advocated the practical Vedanta of service to humanity and attacked the tendency to define every institution simply because it was connected with religion. He emphasized a cultural nationalism and made a call to Indian youth to regenerate Hindu society. Swami Vivekananda ideas bred a sense of self-confidence among Indians who felt inferior in relation to the materialist achievements to the West. He became famous for his addresses on Hinduism at the 1893 World Congress of Religions in Chicago. Despite his fame, he was condemned by Orthodox Hindus for suggesting that the lower caste should be allowed to engage the Hindu rituals from which they were traditionally excluded. Swami Vivekananda's activist ideology rekindled the desire for political change among many Western education young Bengalis. Many of the youth who were involved in the militant nationalist struggle during the Sudesi movements followed the partition of Bengal were inspired by Vivekananda. Next, I will explain Theosophical movement. The Theosophical Society was founded by Madame H.B. Blavatsky and Colonel H.S. Olcott. Founded in the USA in 1875. It later shifted to India at Adayar, Chennai in 1886. Theosophical Society stimulated a study of the Hindu classics, especially the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. The Theosophical Society also played an important role in the revival of Buddhism in India. Western interest in Hindus scriptures gave educated Hindus great pride in their tradition and culture. Contribution of Anni Besant. In India, the movement became further popular with election of Anni Besant as its president after the death of Olcott. She played a role in Indian nationalist politics and formed the Home Rule League, demanding Home Rule to India on the lines of Ireland. Anni Besant spread theosophical ideas through her newspapers called New India and Commonweal. Children, now we are going to end of this session. I hope you are all observing the class properly, isn't it? Well done. Children, reading practice is very important. So you must read 2 times in today's topic, Hindu revivalism. Tomorrow I will ask few questions from today's topic. So revise properly. Thank you children. See you next class.